My name is Samuel Atamensa. See you next time.
Hello and welcome to the Channel One Newsroom from our studios at number 5, Owula Hansen Lane at Tesano in Accra. I am Nanatifu Boateng. Coming up, Nyanyano Mine Senior High Technical School in the Gomwa East District of the Central Region to put new administrations on hold following huge infrastructure deficits.
The agency is now, as we speak now, there's an ongoing block work there. That was started by the traditional council. So I think all should come together to come and
Residents of Oyibi in the Kponkatamanso municipality of the Greater Accra region demand demolition of structures sited on waterways.
Those upstream, the water can't flow. And then it also goes up to affect areas within the top there, Ayesha River Estate and those low-lying areas. So the best thing is for us to stop, dredge, so that it will fulfill its function.
Also coming up, New Patriotic Party NPP closes nominations for regional elections slated for August 15, 2026.
For regional officers who worked, the delegates know those who worked. I was assigned 2 constituencies. Weta Bawi and then Anyasotu. All the 2 constituencies that I was assigned.
Still ahead, President John Dramani Mahama breaks silence on debate over a third-term bid.
If you ask my personal opinion, I thought that it was clear enough. I've read it over several times. It's exactly what it says, but if they want to ask the Supreme Court, that is their business. But I know that the people of Ghana gave me 1 additional term, and I'm going to work to meet the trust that...
Coming up in Channel One Business. Finance Minister Dr. Kashiela Toforsen presents mid-year budget review on 23rd July 2026. Later in Channel One Sports. President Mahama pushes for Black Stars Technical Committee to be maintained. Grateful for your time. Let's bring you details of our stories now. Nyanyano Mine Senior High Technical School in the Gomwa East District may struggle to admit new students next academic year because of inadequate classroom infrastructure. Now, although student enrollment continues to increase, the school's limited facilities threaten its ability to expand and provide quality education. Channel One News' Central Regional Correspondent Akwesi Ado reports.
Nyanyano Mine Senior High Technical School was established 3 years ago by the people of Gomwa Nyanyano to provide affordable secondary education for students in the community. The school currently operates with just 3 classrooms and a small administrative office, serving 86 students, offering home economics and general arts. Students say the inadequate infrastructure is affecting teaching and learning.
Infrastructure, we lack everything. Indeed, yes. We have only these 3 classrooms and 1 lab. If we are doing our elective, we struggle course, we have to move to here. And we can't share this room because right now we have the Form 1, Form 2, and the Form 3s. So we have to adjust ourselves in our staff common room.
We have been finding it a little bit difficult when it comes to infrastructures in the school. We need more infrastructures, especially our classrooms. Sometimes we use our office as a classroom when learning because we don't have more rooms to learn.
Headmaster Frank Ninsen says the school may not be able to admit more students next academic year unless additional classrooms are provided.
The agency is now, as we speak now, there's an ongoing block work there. That was started by the traditional council. So I think all should come together to come and assist us.
Community members also fear many underprivileged children could miss out on secondary education if the infrastructure challenge is not addressed.
To fishing communities, normally they allow them to go for fishing and other stuffs. So bringing secondary school into this community has gingered them a lot. And most of them are fishermen or fisher folks, which of course they don't have that kind of capital to send them to.
Since its establishment in 2023, the school has been supported mainly by traditional leaders who pay allowances for teaching and non-teaching staff and cover students' tuition fees. Although the Ghana Education Service has officially absorbed the school, authorities say it could take about 5 years before it begins receiving full government support.
Under the agreement form from the GES, tells us that if government can support any infrastructure, it will be 5 years later. It is not now. So when they give us the students this September, where are they going to stay? Until 5 years time before government will be able to provide these infrastructures. So we are appealing for other philanthropists, expecting that they will come and support. And we are asking the government itself to have a way of supporting this school.
Traditional leaders have welcomed the government's decision to absorb the school, but are appealing for urgent support to expand its infrastructure.
By September, we must get about 6 or more classrooms to support the school. Since it has been absorbed by the government, in fact, we need organizations like GNPC and other institutions, GASM and what have you, all of them. Any institutions which, we know they can help us.
From September this year, the school will officially become a fully fledged government senior high school. The Central Regional Director of Education has also urged traditional authorities to protect the school's land from encroachment.
Before we propose any school or recommend for government to absorb every school, the people, the community, the leaders should give us an authentic land papers so that once we have it, nobody will come and encroach and just tell us that this is their land and that. And so that is what we made the chief and his people, and they have provided the school lands.
Students have had to take the exams under tents due to the lack of adequate classroom infrastructure. Authorities are therefore appealing for an urgent support. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado, Gumwanyenyano, Central Region.
Now, the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly has resumed a demolition exercise behind the Cocoa Board office at the Asafo interchange. Mayor of Kumasi, Richard Ofori-Agyemang-Boadi, who is leading the operation to clear makeshift structures and unauthorized development, says the Assembly will ensure that such structures do not return to the place. The exercise comes days after a violent confrontation between some affected residents and city authorities on Wednesday, July 8, 2026. Ashanti Regional Correspondent Bright Yeboah reports.
Angry residents who occupied makeshift structures behind the Cocoa Board building at Idum vandalized equipment and vehicles belonging to the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly during last week's demolition exercise. The affected residents claimed they were not adequately informed before the exercise commenced. On Friday, July 17, 2026, more than 500 makeshift structures and unauthorized developments were pulled down as the Assembly continues its efforts to reclaim the area. According to the Kumasi mayor, the exercise forms part of measures to restore public spaces, which he says have been converted into hideouts for criminal activities and other social vices. He warned that the assembly would not allow public lands to be occupied illegally, insisting that such structures would not be permitted to remain.
There are a lot of prostitutes who have come from other West African countries here. There are a lot of sale of illicit drugs here, and this is where most criminals meet to plan and strategize to embark on heinous crimes within the metropolis. And so once we destroy the haven for them, at least it will be difficult for them to converge at this particular location for them to embark on criminal activities. And this is the main domain of the central business district. And people cannot go about their duties here, especially in this area, without the fear of being attacked by robbers. So once we destroy and we are able to get them off this space, people then who are embarking on their normal duties and responsible activities can then navigate this area without any shred of fear.
Let's now take you to the Brno region, where the police command has called for stronger collaboration among the security and emergency service providers to improve responses to fire, road crashes and other emergencies in the region. He made the call during a one-day workshop and simulation exercise in Sunyani involving personnel of the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana National Fire Service and the National Ambulance Service. The exercise was aimed at enhancing coordination, strengthening preparedness and ensuring faster, more effective emergency responses to save lives and protect property. Michael Sapon-Ifum reports.
Fire outbreaks and road crashes continue to pose serious threats in the Brno region, claiming lives and destroying property over the years. To strengthen emergency preparedness and improve coordination during crisis, personnel from the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana National Fire Service and the National Ambulance Service participated in a one-day emergency response workshop in Sunyani. The program was facilitated by the Bank of Ghana. A key feature of the workshop was a simulated emergency exercise where the three emergency services demonstrated how they will jointly respond to incidents requiring coordinated action. The Bunu East and Ahafo Regional Director of the Bank of Ghana, Abdullah Lawa Abubakar, commended the security and emergency agencies for their dedication and continuous support in ensuring public safety.
Today's engagement reflects our collective belief that the effective emergency management is not the responsibility of a single institution. Rather, it requires a coordinated, proactive, and collaborative approach among all stakeholders.
The Brno Regional Police Commander, DCOP Joshua Cobson, highlights the importance of effective interagency collaboration in responding to emergencies.
When there is an emergency situation, time is of essence. Such a stakeholder engagement, we are able to network, build a team such a way that anytime there is an emergency situation, within the shortest possible time, we should be on board and be able to resolve the problem.
The Brno Regional Fire Commander, ACFO2, Robert Atakumi, outlines some of the challenges the fire service encounters during emergency response operations.
One of the major problems facing us when responding to emergency is for some of the vehicles, the taxi drivers and other private cars, to give us the chance to reach the scene on time. Some will hear the siren and they will mind you.
The operations commander of the Brno Regional Directorate of the National Ambulance Service, Eric Mills, shares his thoughts on the significance of the exercise and the need for sustained collaboration among the emergency services.
Because without the police or the fire service, National Ambulance Service, we cannot go and do anything. Because if the scene is not safe, in terms of crime, the police is ready to help us. When the scene is not safe in terms of maybe spillage and then fire, if the fire people are not there, we cannot go there. So all these two institutions make sure the scene is safe. The personnel who are even having medical challenges are handed over to us. We do our treatment, and if possible, we transport to the nearest hospital.
Security agencies within the Brno region have been admonished to collaborate effectively so that when there's any emergency, they will be able to respond on time to save lives and property. For Channel 1 News, Michael Sapon-Ifum, Sunyani.
Now, residents of Nibuade and Morgan Estate, a community near the Valley View University at Oyibi in the Kpong Katamanso municipality of the Greater Accra region, are living in fear of possible floods following the continuous filling of water bodies and construction on waterways. Now, the residents say the community is gradually becoming a flood-prone area after the destruction of natural drainage channels caused by unchecked development. Channel 1 News' Isaac Ofer filed this report, and it's read by Samuel Akom.
Buildings on waterways remain one of the leading causes of flooding in many communities across Ghana. According to the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, despite repeated warnings and enforcement, individuals continue to build on waterways and natural drainage channels, which continue to increase the risk of flooding during the rainy season. That concern is now playing out in Nibuade and Morgan Estate near Valley View University in the Kpong Katamanso municipality, where residents say continuous filling of water bodies and construction on waterways are putting lives and property at risk.
Handmade dam, and then soon you have stone. After the suddenly you know what to talk, Philly Honmina and see. See, soon to your baby. Because
majority of the area has been encroached, and they are selling the land to people who are filling the area. They filled it, and now when it rains, instead of the area soaking the water, rather it's been filled with these boulders and laterite, making it difficult for the water to drain into the land.
I had the phobia brain. Yes, we are no one. No, amba, almost a bebre, because one bar, Bomo need. Tinsuon to Hano, Memema. In Tinsuon, the areas are you couldn't, your breacher baby hour has it.
Civil engineer Frank Mills explains that the affected area serves as a natural retention basin designed to temporarily hold rainwater before releasing it gradually into nearby streams and eventually the sea. He warns that filling the basin reduces its capacity to store stormwater, causing water levels to rise rapidly during heavy rains.
Because the filling is going on here, what is going to happen is that they will narrow the space. And thereby, any time it rains, the volume of water that's contained there cannot contain. So it will move, and its volume. So as it cannot spread, it will go up. So when water level goes up, obviously, whatever level you have with your substructure, the water will go over it, and thereby causing flooding.
He says the only sustainable solution is to stop the encroachment, clear the waterways, and preserve the retention area so it can perform its intended function.
Because you block the waterway, those upstream, the water can't flow. And then it also goes up to affect areas within the top there, Ayesue River Estate, and those low-lying areas. So the best thing is for us to stop, dredge, so that it will fulfill its function as a retention center.
All attempt to reach the Kpong Katamanso Municipal Assembly for a comment has been unsuccessful.
Let's do some politics now, and more than 35 people have filed nominations to contest various executive positions in the New Patriotic Party, NPP's Greater Accra regional elections. Nominations closed on Friday ahead of the elections, which are scheduled to take place from the 15th to the 17th of August.
Prospective candidates, accompanied by their supporters, gathered at the NPP's Greater Accra regional office at Pick Farm to submit their nomination forms. Supporters sang party songs and chanted slogans as candidates completed the filing process. The regional chairman race is expected to attract significant attention. Alfred Boy, who has previously contested the position twice, is making a third attempt. He filed this nomination on Friday and donated a signboard to the regional office. The incumbent regional chairman, Divine Otu Agom, who defeated Mr. Boy in the previous two elections, is not seeking another term. Instead, Mr. Boy is expected to face former Lejekuku MP and former Health Minister Dr. Bernard Okoboy.
I think this is the right time
to win election. When you check our performance in the region, you can see that I've done it before, and the people are requesting that I should come back again and do it on the right time.
Another closely watched contest is for the position of Regional Secretary. The incumbent, Franz Odalai Parker, faces a challenge from Emmanuel Clotte, who is making another bid for the role. Despite the party's poor performance in the Greater Accra region in the 2024 general election, Mr. Parker says he remains confident of securing delegate support.
Regional officers who worked, the delegates know those who worked. I was assigned 2 constituencies, Wejagbawi and then Anyasotu. All the 2 constituencies that I was assigned, I won those constituencies.
Moses Abo has also filed to contest the position of regional organizer, promising to strengthen the party's grassroots structures across the region. Meanwhile, a candidate seeking the position of national treasurer, who was at the regional office to observe proceedings, said the party should prioritize the equitable distribution of resources to strengthen its operations nationwide.
There will be a very good or equitable distribution of resources. My office is going to try as much as possible to send most of the resources to the constituencies, because I believe that the constituencies are the people who are really working.
With over 30 persons filing their nominations for 11 positions in the Greater Accra region for the NPP, the party's electoral committee is set for Monday to hold voting, and elections will take place in August 2026. Reporting for Channel 1 News, Hansen Ajiman.
Well, let's stay a while longer with the NPP, because the electoral committee that supervised the Wejagbawi constituency elections has ruled out annulment of Saturday's results. Some aggrieved supporters at a press conference on Wednesday demanded cancellation of the results, cited widespread irregularities and intimidation. But the committee contends the process was fair, transparent, and satisfied party guidelines. There's more in the following report.
Some aggrieved members of the NPP in an earlier media engagement strongly demanded for the cancellation of the results of the recent elections, citing widespread irregularities. They say the election was marred by intimidation and extreme violence, leading to over 600 members being disenfranchised. But the Wejagbawi Constituency Elections Committee insists the process was free, fair, transparent, and conformed to laid down guidelines.
The electoral process was conducted fairly, transparently, and strictly in accordance with the Constitution and electoral guidelines of the new patriotic party. Throughout the process, every decision was guided solely by the party's rules and procedures, without regard to perceived affiliations or personal interests.
A member of the committee, Julius Sape, told Channel 1 News that there was no deliberate attempt to expunge names of some delegates from the album, except that it was recompiled as demanded by the NPP's guidelines and only affected 100 delegates.
The committee holds the relevant records and therefore challenges those alleging the exclusion of more than 500 members to produce credible evidence in support of that claim or stop propagating falsehood. The committee further clarifies that ballot positions were allocated strictly on a first-come, first-served basis, in line with the administrative arrangements communicated to all aspirants.
He says cancelling the election is not a demand that can be granted, and therefore urges the aggrieved supporters to utilize the party structures to seek redress while embracing unity.
The Wejagbawi Constituency Elections Committee therefore calls on all patriots to put these internal elections behind us, close ranks, and unite in the common cause of building a stronger party. And I must say that it has been done and dusted.
Done and dusted as described by the Elections Committee. They are therefore calling on the aggrieved supporters to come back into the fold of the party. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado. Weja.
This is the Channel 1 Newsroom here on Channel 1 TV, still to come. Finance Minister Dr. Kasia Latoforsen presents a mid-year budget review on the 23rd of July 2026. We'll be right back with the details of that story and several others. Please don't go away.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. We're here.
Hot pepper sauce, spicy.
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over
Lizzie Shito. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear, ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce is spicy and
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboards are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
Welcome to a place where everyday living is reimagined, where space, movement, and community come together effortlessly. With thoughtfully designed spaces, modern facilities, and everything you need within reach, you don't just live here, you feel safe, comfortable, and at ease. Step inside Eden Heights and discover spaces crafted for comfort, style, and everyday living. And just when it feels right, you will know. Because this isn't just about finding a house, it's about stepping into a better way of living.
Eden Heights, the height of modern living. Book a private viewing today.
Imagine a life where every moment flows effortlessly, where every choice brings you closer to the life you've always wanted. Give yourself more ways to receive joy. Have more time to party. With G-Money, every moment flows seamlessly. Just pay and keep the good vibes going. Instantly top up airtime or data so you never miss life's special moments, because your memories together should matter more. Give yourself more freedom to celebrate. Pay bills quickly and seamlessly so nothing disrupts your moments. Have more financial control. With G-Money, you can effortlessly manage bulk payments and keep your business running smoothly. Dial *488# or download the app and explore the new G-Money today. G-Money. Give yourself more.
Welcome back. Next, we have Channel 1 Business with Nashika Caesar.
CNR Business is brought to you by EcoBank.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabadim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Hello, Na.
Hi,
always good to see you.
Likewise, likewise.
Yeah, and pretty shortly, somewhere next week, we should be seeing the famous briefcase.
Exactly, on the 23rd. It's going to be a Thursday, so see the briefcase, you know that Dr. Atuforsen is in Parliament to give us the budget review.
All right, give us the details.
Now, as Finance Minister, Dr. Castle Atuforsen prepares to present the 2026 mid-year budget review to Parliament, the question is whether the economy remains on course to meet the ambitious macroeconomic targets set out in the 2026 budget. The 357 billion Ghana cedi budget presented last November was to move the country from crisis management to economic expansion. But how far have we come? We have more in this report.
6 months into the fiscal year, the economy appears broadly on track. Inflation has declined sharply to 5.3%, comfortably below government's target range of 8 plus or minus 2%. The 2026 budget targets real GDP growth of at least 4.8%, non-oil growth of 4.9%, a budget deficit of 2% of GDP, and a primary fiscal surplus of 1.5%, while maintaining international reserves equivalent to at least 3 months of import cover. Most of these targets have been outperformed despite recent upward pressures. Ghana's transition from an IMF-supported program to the Policy Coordination Instrument is expected to reinforce policy credibility, with fiscal discipline and structural reforms remaining key to sustaining investor confidence. But is the economy performing in line with expectations, and what policy signals should businesses and investors watch for in the second half of the year? Finance analyst Nelson Kuju-Kwagbeji has some answers.
We expect the economy to remain relatively stable. Again, as a result of the coordinated effort between the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana, we expect, the economy to grow relatively higher than what has been projected in the budget. And so our expectation is that all these variables will factor into the performance of the economy, most especially the financial sector.
However, maintaining these gains will require continued expenditure discipline and enhanced domestic revenue mobilization. Therefore, what are the risks?
These exogenous factors, we don't have control over them. To the extent that the war continues unabated, we expect pump prices to increase. However, I think the tension in the Middle East is easing gradually, and we expect that to reflect at the pump. Again, I think the Bank of Ghana has accumulated a lot of reserve that can support the stability of the Ghana cedi.
The mid-year budget review will also focus on whether the Finance Minister revises key macroeconomic projections, announces adjustments to expenditure allocations, or provides updates on flagship programs. There are strong indications that no new taxes will be introduced. Thursday's presentation provides the clearest assessment yet of Ghana's economic performance in 2026 and whether the country remains on course to meet its fiscal, inflation, and growth targets of the year.
Away from that, Ghana's transition to cleaner transport technology is gathering momentum with the introduction of the country's first full electric heavy-duty tipper truck. The vehicle, launched by Zonda Tech Ghana Limited in partnership with Sinotrack, is expected to support construction and industrial firms with a zero-emission alternative to conventional diesel-powered trucks. There's more in the following report.
The unveiling brings electric mobility into Ghana's heavy-duty transport space. The marketing director of Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, Jelly Bai, says the truck is built to meet demands of heavy industrial work.
We want to bring it to saving our cost for consumption for our contractors and other mining customers, and also saving the maintenance cost. You know, EV cars, you don't need to maintain your engine every month. And also, we want to contribute for Ghana environment. So buy EV cars from Zonda.
Manufacturers say the V7X electric tipper truck also delivers stronger performance through advanced battery technology.
It has a 340 kilowatts motor. It equals a diesel engine. It's 462 horsepower. It got a bigger horsepower than the usual tipper trucks. And for the batteries, it got 400 kilowatts hours. You can drive it fully loaded for around 170 to 180 kilometers. And if you design the charging device well, it will help you to save a lot of money, not only from buying fuel, it will also improve your working efficiency.
The launch also recorded its first major commercial order, signaling growing confidence in the technology among local operators.
For us to buy 10 trucks EV, which we know, we are very much aware, nobody have used that in Ghana before, and we are going in 10 straight. That means we are very confident in their brand. So Zonda, we are very safe. We are very, very happy with them. We like the way they transact business with us.
Let's bring you an update on crude oil prices and how the local currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's it for Channel 1 Business. I am Nashika Caesar. To fall back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Na, for bringing us the updates from the world of business. Let's bring you some more stories now. The minority in Ghana's parliament has criticized the passage of the Tribunals Bill 2026, describing the decision to revive regional tribunals as a tragedy that threatens the sanctity of Ghana's judiciary and democracy. The minority argues that instead of reintroducing regional tribunals, the government should focus on strengthening existing courts, including the High Court, Circuit Court and District Courts, to improve justice delivery. Well, let's get more on this. And ranking member on the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament, Kwame Nyimedu Entry, joins us to give us more on this. Thank you so much for your time, Honorable. What concerns really does the minority have with the bill?
Good evening, Anatufo. We have expressed our misgivings about the bill. We are parliamentarians who were elected to make good laws for Ghana, and we don't have to make bad laws. The history of tribunals in Ghana is not anything too good to write home about. And those of us who are old, when the tribunal system came in Ghana during the revolution time, that is AFRC and PNDC era, a lot of people suffered, especially when we did the reconciliation committee exercise and whatnot. A lot came in. Now, to start with, the bill that is in Parliament, the memorandum, first of all, Article 106 of the Constitution says that any bill that is introduced in Parliament, the person or the sponsor of the bill would have to give us the mischief that the bill seeks to cure. What the Attorney General told us as part of the memorandum was that the bill is going to cure the overburdened cases.
The backlog.
The backlog of cases in the courts.
Right.
But the Chief Justice has the right to create more courts because we have specialized courts in Ghana. So if you want something, and they also say that they want to use this in fighting the Galamsey menace. Now, Galamsey is killing us, we know, but the solution is not making a law. There are laws there, and they can clamp those unlawful activities down. You don't need a bill. And then to start with, they said that there is the Constitution mentions it. Yes, the history, we have a bad history. Now, so far as this law is concerned, I would say that we have a bad history. We started with the regional tribunals and the circuit tribunals, which was in the past. Now, when the PNDC went away and we started its constitutional rule, we did away with regional and circuit tribunals. Now they are introducing district tribunal, which would be equivalent to circuit court, and then the regional tribunal. This is what we are saying that, look, Section 4 of the bill is saying that the bill creates the regional tribunal and the district tribunal. But the district tribunal is not in the bill. Again, we say that the fact that Constitution recognizes it doesn't mean that we need to resurrect this as a history. Now, there are two reasons why they want to do this. First, the NDC as a party mentioned this in their manifesto that when they come to power, they will introduce the tribunals. And that's what they will need to live up to. And then I think that it is also something they want to do in order that they will create jobs for other people. But we have the Judicial Committee. Now they want to introduce the Tribunal Committee, which is going to run in parallel to this. They said something like day-to-day hearing of cases. I am a lawyer of 31 years standing at the bar. Haven't seen any law that will say that we can do day-to-day in order to speed up trials. Now, this tribunal system, if you know, it is a panel of 3, and the chair is supposed to be a professional. Then we will have 2 other members of the public. And when we start at committee level, we said that the 2 must have some high education, probably diploma or degree. But when the report came to the plenary, they had changed it to say that ordinary means ordinary. So the barest minimum of education is concerned. We worked out, I don't know what they said, but if they put in a barest minimum qualification, then it means that even the panel members would have to get an interpreter to appreciate what is before them.
Indeed.
How can we go back to these dark days? So we have told them, we have discussed with them, we have said some of these things are unconstitutional, and yet they still would want to go on with this Ethiopia attitude.
Indeed, they have passed the bill.
Yeah,
so
they passed it yesterday night
right.
at midnight. Yes.
Right. So briefly, going forward, what sort of action should we expect from the minority, both in the House and, of course,
Hopefully
out
on
there from
Monday,
the party?
we would come out of a press release telling Ghanaians the wrong things in the bill. And then we would also urge the President Mahama, whom we all think he should leave a good legacy, not to sign this bill because it's no good for Ghana. However, if the President goes ahead to sign, then I think that as a group or as a committee, as a minority, we may have to go to court and set the record straight.
Very well. Honorable, thank you so much for your time. The Honorable Kwame Nyumedu Entry is the ranking member on the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament. Well, he's also a minority member, so let's still stay with the caucus because they are calling on President John Dramani Mahama to direct the Attorney General to discharge all persons serving jail terms under Sections 207 and 208 of the Criminal Offences Act and withdraw all pending prosecutions under those provisions. The demand follows the sentencing of content creator Camila Al-Hassan to 1 year in prison with hard labor after she published videos falsely claiming that President Mahama sacrificed 32 cows as part of ritual practices. Now, addressing journalists in Parliament, Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin condemned what he described as the criminalization of criticism. Channel 1 News' Nia Ikwe-Okai reports.
The Minority Caucus on Friday addressed journalists describing as injustice the 1 year sentencing of content creator Camila Al-Hassan for the publication of videos which claimed that President Mahama engaged in rituals by sacrificing 32 cows to enable him secure victory in the 2024 elections. The Minority Caucus called on President Mahama to direct the Attorney General to ensure that persons serving jail term under Sections 207 and 208 of the Criminal Offences Act are discharged, and also all pending prosecutions under such provisions be withdrawn.
We demand, first, the immediate withdrawal of all pending prosecutions under Sections 207 and 208 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act, including the second prosecution threatened against Camila Al-Hassan. Second, the discharge of any person currently serving a sentence, including Kwame Nkrumah II. There's a gentleman, Kwame Nkrumah II, who was jailed 6 months or so ago over a TikTok video. A public commitment from government that no citizen will face criminal charges for speech that is merely critical, embarrassing, or unwelcome to those in power. Ghana chose in 2001 to be the country that led Africa away from criminal insult laws.
The Minority Caucus also called for a repeal of Sections 207 and 208 of the Criminal Offences Act.
On Sections 207 and 208 of the Criminal Offences Act, our demand is basically that these two sections must go. We demand an end to the criminalization of criticism and call on government to finish what the Kufuor administration started in 2001. Nobody needs to repeal the reforms of 2001 to bring criminal libel back. All that is required is a prosecutor willing to reach for Section 207 or Section 208 whenever the words used were unflattering, and a charge sheet that speaks of, quote, public order, end quote, breach of the peace, end quote, rather than of libel or defamation.
The Minority Caucus also stated that its call for a repeal of Sections 207 and 208 of the Criminal Offences Act does not suggest an endorsement of reckless conduct.
We are not saying that the repeal of this law should be a license for irresponsible speech. That is not what we are saying. We, the mighty minority, wish to completely be clear, because this point will be misrepresented by those who prefer that the status quo. We are not asking anyone to tolerate falsehood, insult, or recklessness. We condemn irresponsible speech and irresponsible publication in all its forms. Whoever is responsible for it, and regardless of which party that person supports. A citizen who is defamed, insulted, or misrepresented is entitled to redress, and Ghana already provides it.
Now, President John Dramani Mahama has ruled out any possibility of seeking a third term in office, saying his priority is to fulfill the promises he made to Ghanaians after being elected to serve one additional term. Now, speaking on the ongoing legal action seeking the Supreme Court's interpretation of the constitutional provision on presidential tenure, John Mahama says he believes the relevant clause is clear. However, he welcomes the decision by citizens to seek judicial clarification. Channel 1 News' presidential correspondent Akusia Ochre reports.
The president wrapped up his tour of the Volta region with a wide-ranging engagement, addressing key national issues including his tenure in office, ongoing corruption investigations, and his administration's accountability agenda. At the final stop of the two-day regional tour, the president dismissed suggestions that he could seek a third term in office, insisting his focus remains on delivering on the mandate.
The people of Ghana gave me a mandate for one term, and I am working hard to meet the promises I made them. I note that people have gone to the Supreme Court seeking interpretation of the clause that governs the tenure of the president. If you ask my personal opinion, I thought that it was clear enough. I've read it over several times. It's exactly what it says, but if they want to ask the Supreme Court, that is their business. But I know that the people of Ghana gave me one additional term, and I'm going to work to meet the trust that they put in me.
The president also provided an update on efforts to secure the return of former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, saying the extradition process is being pursued through the appropriate legal channels.
For many years, almost till the end of the regime, you held the most sensitive position as Finance Minister. And at a point when your own members of parliament, 80 of them, signed an application that the president should remove you, you said something historic. You said you are like the father of children and that you can't run away and leave your children. And so if we Ghanaians are your children, we're calling you, we're begging you, Father, come back.
You're watching the Channel 1 Newsroom here on Channel 1 TV. Still to come, President Mahama pushes for Black Stars Technical Committee to be maintained. We have the details coming up shortly. Please don't go away.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Miss your friend me Kalika, just call me cockroach. Now, miss your friend me once now.
Hey, that's you.
Improve car.
Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action.
Me did this sasso spray. Miss your friend is sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Sasso, come and tum preko.
This July, get ready for stories that will make your heart race. From love and passion to secrets and lies that can ruin everything. Catch the sizzling episodes of Sins and Roses at 4 p.m, Domenica Monteiro at 5 p.m, Be My Sunshine at 6 p.m, and Avenida Brazil at 7 p.m, Central African Time. Only on Novelas Plus, Channel 133 on DSTV.
In today's fast-paced African business landscape, human resources is no longer just a support function. It's the strategic heartbeat of your organization. Are you prepared to lead that change and redefine your professional impact? Welcome to the HR Connect Conference 2026. This year, we are diving deep into our professional theme, from certification to competence. Why elevating HR is critical for business growth and competitive advantage in Africa. We are profoundly honored to host our guest of honor, His Majesty the Gamanche, King Takite Churu II, alongside our distinguished guest speaker, Honorable Haruna Pelpo. Over 2 transformative days at the prestigious Labadi Beach Hotel, you will go far beyond traditional theory. We have curated an immersive experience designed to challenge your thinking and sharpen your edge. You will have the opportunity to participate in our expert-led masterclass sessions, including personal branding and mastery, the CDAT compensation and benefits masterclass, our critical labor law masterclass, and the forward-looking SHRP future of work masterclass. Beyond the masterclasses, you will gain rare, high-level perspectives during our exclusive C-suite sessions, engage in intimate fireside chats, and participate in our interactive table talk sessions focusing on HR mentorship mastery and the latest in HR tech. Proudly partnered by CDAT Consult and SHRP, this is the premier gathering for HR professionals ready to shape the future of our industry. Mark your calendars for July 30th and 31st, 2026, starting 9 a.m. sharp each day. Elevate your practice, drive your business. Join us at the HR Connect Conference 2026. We look forward to connecting with you there.
Welcome back. Next is Channel 1 Sports with Bernard Abekuoche. Hi. What's my welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, the president is saying some things about the technical committee.
Yeah, would you want Carlos Queiroz to stay?
Yeah, for a while.
All right, let's get into it.
All right, tell us more.
Now, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, has urged the Ghana Football Association to retain Black Stars head coach Carlos Queiroz and his technical team. Carlos's 4-month contract expires on July 31, but he is reportedly close to signing a new 2-year deal after guiding Ghana to the round of 32 at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Speaking during a tour of the whole sports stadium redevelopment project, President Mahama said keeping the current technical team would provide continuity and help the Ghana Black Stars build on their recent progress.
The Black Stars did well. Nobody gave them a chance. People predicted they'll crash out at the group stage, but they managed to get into the round of 32. I'm sure that if we keep this team and we persuade the coach to continue to work with the team, by the time of the next AFCON and the time of the next World Cup, we'll have a team that can claim the championship in any of those 2 competitions.
Let's now talk about the Ghana Under-20 team and Ghana's Under-20 women's team, and of course the Black Princesses and the Under-17 side. The Black Maidens have both qualified for their respective FIFA World Cups in 2026. The Under-20 Women's World Cup will be held in Poland in September, while the Under-17 Women's World Cup takes place in Morocco in October. One player who was central to both qualification campaigns was goalkeeper Belinda Maku Akli, who delivered standout performances to help Ghana book places at both tournaments. My colleague Pius Asak visited a 16-year-old during the training session at Capfix Ladies and has been, of course, talking about how the team has been helping wave the flag super high. Oh, that's the very latest from the world of sport, and I am Bernard Abekuoche. Back to you, boss.
Well, thank you so much for the latest in the world of sport. Well, Bernard Abekochi there with the sport. I am Nana Tufo Boateng. Many thanks to you for watching the Channel 1 Newsroom.